Your entire clan is killed. You watch your brother executed before your eyes. You're severed from the lower half of your body at the waist, laying in a pool of your own blood, contemplating what your options are. Cry? Beg for mercy? No. You defy your accuser, judge, and executioner until your very last breath. This was the fate of Fang Xiaoru, the man who defied an emperor. Fang Xiaoru, born in 1357, was a respected high-ranking Chinese bureaucrat and Confucian scholar of the Ming Dynasty, renowned as one of the brightest minds in China. Famous for his continuation of the prestigious Jinghua school of Zuxi. In 1398, the Hongwu Emperor, the founding father of the Ming Dynasty that overthrew the last Khan, Togun Temur of the Mongol Empire, in his failing health and having outlived his eldest son, Zhu Biao, names his grandson, Zhu Yunwen, the eldest son to Zhu Biao, to be the next in line for succession. This was paving the way to a precarious transition of power after Hongwu's death, as he had 26 sons that all held military and political strength in their own rights within the empire, many of whom were not keen on kneeling to their nephew. After the Hongwu Emperor's death, his grandson ascends the throne and is named the Jianwen Emperor. Only 21 years old, the Jianwen Emperor heeds counsel from older and wiser men in his court, including the likes of Fang Xiaoru, famed for his fierce intelligence and lucid composition. Fang was also known for being the protege of Song Lian, the key advisor to Zhu Biao's grandfather, the first emperor of the Ming Dynasty, the Hongwu Emperor. Under the council's guidance, the young emperor quickly issues an order that his uncles should remain in their respective territories and makes plans to demand the reduction of the military power of these perceived rivals. Many of the princes are placed under house arrest, exiled to frontier provinces like Yunnan and Fujian, and stripped of their royal statuses. However, the most powerful uncle of the 26, Zhu Di, Prince of Yan, tipped off by a trusted spy within the Ming court of his impending arrest, has prepared soldiers to defend Beijing where he is stationed. A civil war rages for 3 long years between nephew and uncle, and eventually Zhu Di defeats the Jiawen Emperor's forces and takes the capital of Nanjing. The dethroned emperor sets his own palace ablaze, and his body is never found. Zhu Di, all the same, holds a funeral for his missing nephew to imply his death to the general public of China. Zhu Di is crowned as the Yongle Emperor, which translates to perpetual happiness. As we soon find out, he ironically does not live up to the name. Now running the show in Nanjing, the new emperor summons Fang Xiaoru, the once trusted advisor to the Jianwen Emperor. Such a respected aristocrat's loyalty would surely be a valuable asset in forging alliances in the newly conquered capital.
Write an inaugural address that would compare my usurpation of the throne with the regency of Duke of Zhou during the reign of his nephew, King Cheng of Zhou, in ancient times. Then where is the King Cheng? He was killed by his own fire. Why not enthrone King Cheng's son? The country requires a mature ruler.
What about the emperor's brother?
This is my family matter. The address must be written by you. If you wish not to obey your emperor's commands, shall we sentence you to execution of 9 kinship?
Execution of 9 kinship was the most severe punishment for a capital offense in pre-modern China. A collective form of kin punishment, typically associated with offenses such as treason. The punishment involved the execution, usually by slow slicing, of all relatives of an individual, which were categorized into 9 of the following groups. The criminal's living parents, the criminal's living grandparents, any children the criminal may have, and if married, their spouses, any grandchildren the criminal may have, and if married, their spouses, siblings and siblings-in-laws, uncles and aunts, as well as their spouses, the criminal's cousins, the criminal's spouse, the criminal's spouse's parents, and finally, the criminal. This was some really f***ed up shit. Threatened with the execution of 9 kinship, Fang Xiaoru replies without hesitation, "Never mind 9 levels of kin. I am fine with 10. This was one serious set of pelotas on this guy. He was granted his wish with perhaps the only officially designated case of an extermination of 10 degrees of kinship in the history of China. In addition to his own execution, his blood relations and their spouses were killed, along with all of his students and peers as the 10th group. Altogether, 873 people are said to have been executed. Before death, Fang Xiaoru is forced to watch his brother's execution. Fang Xiaoru himself is then executed by waist severing. It's a slow and arduous process. Cutting through the spine takes the longest. As he lay bleeding to death, Fang musters the strength in one final act of defiance and dips his finger in his own blood and writes on the ground a single word, "Chuan." Usurper. Thanks so much for watching, but listen, while I enjoyed making this video, it's a tremendous commitment of time and effort as I'm a one-man show. If you enjoyed this, please consider liking and subscribing so I can continue making more content.